Welcome to Medrash Rabbah on the Parsha. We are going to speak about Medrash Rabbah on Parshas Re'eh. It says in the Parsha that Moshe Rabbeinu tells the Jews that when God will expand your borders, will broaden your borders, if you will, and you will have a want, a lust for meat. So the pasuk says, so at that point, you could eat, go for whatever you want. Now the question is, what does wanting meat have anything to do with expanding borders? And what does it mean? The word in the Torah uses, ki yarchiv lecha is gvulcha, or yarchiv is gvulcha. What does that mean to broaden, to make wide your borders? If you think about the actual wording, if you are broadening the borders, that means you are changing the borders. You're not broadening them. The borders are what they are. It's a limitation. So what does that mean? So, you could say it means, it's a borrowed term, but you could say there's a medrash that learns it literally. How is that possible? So the medrash Rabbi Yitzchak gives an example to understand a parable. He says, you'd say you have a sheet of paper that is rolled up, right? A letter that's rolled up. Says you can't really tell how long it is until you unravel it. Says the Medrash, the same thing applies with Eretz Yisrael. Eretz Yisrael, it says in last week's in Parshas Re'eh, it describes one of the features of Eretz Yisrael is it's a land of mountains. So the Medrash understands from there is Eretz Yisrael is majority mountains and hills. And so claims the Medrash that what our pasuk is referring to, that Hashem will broaden the borders, it means that God will flatten out these mountains and hills, thereby allowing the actual flatlands to be broadened in that sense. And that's what it means, that within your actual borders, it will become broadened, and you'll have more space to do what you need to do. Farming, agriculture, building, settlements, etc., etc. And it brings in reference to this a pasuk in the 40th chapter of Yeshayahu, the prophet Yeshayahu, which says over there clearly that in the future times, there'll be a time that Hashem will actually lower mountains and hills. So, according to that, if that's what the Medrash is, if that's what the pasuk is referring to, according to this Medrash Rabbah, it seems that the Torah is saying one possibility is the connection to the broadening the land and wanting meat and then actually going for it is that when you have more flat land, you could graze much more animals. It's much easier to graze animals, to have more feed for them, etc., etc. And it's for that reason possibly that God's saying that at that point this makes the most sense for you to eat however much meat you want, because then you can actually produce as much as you possibly can. That is my take on it. If you have any other explanations for this, if you have anything to add, let me know in the comment section.